If you thought saving your first $10,000 changed your life, oh boy, wait till you see what happens at $50,000. Let me start with something Styx said the other day. He looked at his bank account, saw $50,000 sitting there and whispered, "Wow, so this is what peace feels like."
Bro, for the first time ever, my heart didn't skip when I opened my banking app. Normally my balance jumps me like, surprise. But this time, it was calm. Too calm.
And here's what people don't tell you. 10K gives you confidence, but 50K gives you options. But before we get into the fun part, let me tell you the real reason this video matters. Most people never reach 50K saved, not because it's impossible, but because the temptations between 10K and 50K feel like final boss levels. And here's the crazy part. If you stay till the end of this video, you'll hear the one mindset shift Styx used to go from barely holding on to 10K to stacking 50K without losing his mind, his discipline, or his snacks.
Don't play. I almost ate that money.
This video is going to show you what changes after your first 50K, the new traps you never saw coming, the psychological shift that turns you from trying into someone who can never be broke again. And trust me, the last part of this video is the one you'll remember a year from now. That's the part people say hits the deepest. So buckle up, because if the 10K video changed your thinking, 50K is about to change your standards. Quick warning before we start. Saving your first $10,000 changes your mindset, but saving your first $50,000 changes your entire personality.
Yeah. Once I hit $50,000, I started walking past overpriced things like "Not today, financial demon."
But here's the crazy part. Most people think 50K is just more money. It's not. It's a completely different level of control and a completely different level of peace. And today, I'm breaking down exactly what happens when you hit that number. The stuff nobody talks about, but everybody who's been there understands. But first, let me start with the moment Styx realized he crossed 50K.
I remember looking at my account like, wait, that's not $49,800. That's $50,000. Oh, wow. I'm officially too important to argue with people on the internet.
When you hit 50K, you don't celebrate loudly. You celebrate silently. You close your banking app slowly, like you're not trying to wake a sleeping baby. But saving this amount comes with something dangerous. You finally understand how different your life feels when you're not broke. Stay to the end, because the last part of this video is the real transformation. The moment after 50K'd where your brain upgrades again, and you finally understand why people say, wealth is a mindset before it's a number. And I'm going to show you the 3 habits that every 50K saver develops without even trying. And if you miss these, you will fall back to $5K faster than you think. All right, let's get into it. What $50,000 actually means. 10K gives you stability. 50K gives you options. This is the moment where your life stops reacting and starts evolving. Here's what changes automatically once you cross that line. Your relationship with money becomes calm. At 50K, money stops shouting at you. You don't check your account every 3 minutes. You don't panic when something breaks. You don't buy things out of stress.
At $50,000, I stopped buying random stuff. I became that person who thinks for 3 days before buying a shoelace.
Your spending slows down, not because you're stingy, but because you finally understand how hard it is to stack money. 2, your priorities shift automatically. Once you hit 50K, you start caring about weird grown-up things. Credit scores, taxes, assets, interest rates, insurance, sleep. Bro, you start saying stuff like, I need to protect my future, and then wonder when you became someone's dad.
I realized I hit $50,000 when peace started feeling better than excitement.
3, you stop chasing quick money completely. 50K gives you something dangerous. Patience. You're no longer attracted to anything that says, double your money in 2 hours.
At $50,000, you look at suspicious investments like, you're cute, but no.
4, people around you start treating you differently. Not because you tell them anything, but because your behavior changes. You're calmer, more focused, less reactive, less available for nonsense. People sense it. Money doesn't make you arrogant. It makes you selective. 5. Your future finally looks predictable. This is the first time in your life where you can see further than next month. You can plan 6 months ahead, 1 year ahead, 5 years ahead. Your life starts moving like a strategy game instead of survival mode. Transition. The part most people never hear. Now let's talk about the part that actually changes your life. Because hitting 50K is not the final stage. In fact, 50K exposes you even more than 10K. And if you're still watching right now, you're already ahead of most people who stop halfway. The 3 hidden traps of 50K. Trap 1. Thinking you're rich. At 50K, you feel wealthy for the first time. But you're not rich. You're prepared. The moment you start acting rich, your money disappears.
Bro, I almost bought a gaming chair I didn't need. That's when I knew my brain was malfunctioning.
Trap 2. The comfort zone. Trap. 50K can trick you into thinking you're safe forever. You stop pushing. You stop learning. You stop growing. But money disappears faster than it arrives. This is where most people get stuck for years. Trap 3. Investing without a plan. At 50K, you finally feel confident enough to invest. But confidence without guidance is expensive. If you don't know your exact plan, your money will wander off like a toddler.
I once invested in something I couldn't even pronounce. Never again.
The real transformation after 50K. This is the part that changes everything. When you hit 50K, you stop asking, how do I make more money? And start asking, who do I need to become? You start focusing on habits, not hype, on systems, not speed, on consistency, not luck. You understand that money wasn't the goal. Freedom was. The 50K habits, the ones that keep you growing. These are the habits everyone who hits 50K develops automatically. 1. You track your money like it's a business, not obsessively, responsibly. 2. You build income streams slowly and correctly, not quick flips, not gambling, real systems. 3. You protect your peace. Drama becomes expensive. Noise becomes irritating. Stability becomes sexy. Saving 50K doesn't make you successful. It makes you dangerous to your old life. You're too focused for distractions, too disciplined for chaos, too aware for mistakes. You become the version of yourself your future needs. If you're on the journey to 50K, you're not dreaming, you're building. And if you already hit it, you know exactly what I'm talking about.